Hi there. I just said I'd do a quick update on some recent rugby news. I know I haven't been on camera in a good while. Also, I apologise if I start randomly moving around the screen. I use Zoom to record this, and for some reason, the camera keeps zooming me in and out. I've tried playing with the settings and stuff like that, but it still won't keep me still. It could be due to me recording this on a MacBook. I think MacBook has this thing that keeps you in frame, so I apologise if I keep zooming or moving around the screen. So just a few stories I said I would talk about. There's some sad news from Munster with news of redundancies. The province has initiated a round of voluntary redundancies due to a revenue shortfall. Rory O'Connor from the Irish Independent, he said on Twitter that about 90 to 100 staff seem to be eligible. And he also said it really puts pressure on Munster to finish in the top 8 of the RC. As he says, the cost of not doing so is approximately 1 million for the club. Also, I was reading on the 42 an article by Murray Kinsella, and he said Munster is understood to have suffered losses of up to 1 million last season, a campaign in which the senior side didn't secure a lucrative home game in either the URC or the Champions Cup knockout stages. He also writes, the senior professional players and coaches will not be directly affected by these measures, although the province may have to curtail the number of players in the squad. A statement from Munster said the IRFU added that it will continue to support Munster amid the financial challenges. So that's really sad news for the people involved. And I think it's one of the sad realities of rugby these days with clubs facing these financial constraints. Then another story out of Munster, it was an exclusive from Clean Tracy of the Irish Independent. The headline was Munster currently without designated line-out and scrum coaches on crucial South African URC tour. Clean Tracy reports that Munster were dealt a blow ahead of their crucial URC games in South Africa. There was an illness with the forwards coach, Alex Codling, and he was unable to travel. Scrum coach, Sean Cronin, former Ireland international and Leinster player, is not with the squad also. It's believed he's with Munster on a part-time basis, and it's far from the ideal situation for Munster. Just looking at the stats from that 45-0 loss to Sharks, Munster lost 6 lineouts and had a lineout success rate of only 40%. The scrum, however, fared a little better with a success rate of 86% with just 1 scrum loss. And with the next game against Bulls, they will have to dig deep to try and get some points out of this trip to South Africa. They looked really out on their feet against Sharks, even from early on in the game. We know some of the Irish internationals have flown out to South Africa, including Craig Casey, Jack Crowley and Jeremy Lockman. So hopefully they can help turn things around for Munster so they can come away with a few points at least from that tour to South Africa. Another bit of sad news this time from Connacht. Connacht legend Jack Carty has announced he will retire at the end of the season. This is after 15 seasons with Connacht. The out half has accumulated 1,260 points so far for the province within 231 games. Just a few lines from his statement. Jack Carty said, "It's time to say thank you. After 15 seasons with my boyhood club, all good things understandably have to come to an end." He said, "A special thank you to you, the Connacht fans, and in particular the clan, for the loyal support, not only for me, but for the hundreds of past and present future players. The great thing is there's so much rugby to be played this season. So many chapters still to be written and memorable days to be created. So retirement can wait for another couple of months as this team has so much left to achieve." Connacht head coach Stuart Lancaster said, "I've been fortunate enough to work with Jack for the last season of his career, and the impact he has had on his teammates, the club and the wider province was clear from an early stage. He's an excellent rugby player and just as good a person, who leads by example and commands the respect of all who work with him, given his vast experience and achievements with the club. On behalf of the coaches and pro staff, I want to express our gratitude for all he has done for Connacht. And I'm sure he will continue to play a big part in the rest of the campaign as we strive for success on both fronts." Jack Carty, he also made 11 appearances for Ireland. He made his Ireland debut in the 2019 Six Nations, coming off the bench in the 26-16 win against Italy in Rome that year. And now to some more positive news from Leinster. Andrew Porter is set to make his return from injury. He had a calf issue that he picked up in January. It was in that kind of calf injury epidemic that Leinster went through, or maybe they're still going through. James Ryan is currently dealing with a calf injury. He will be assessed before the team is announced tomorrow. Same with RG Snyman, who went off in that Glasgow game, but I'm unsure of the actual nature of that injury. There's also some more good news for Leinster on the injury front. Ryan Baird is currently back training with the squad following his recovery from a fractured tibia. It had been feared that he would miss the entirety of the season, but his recovery seems to have progressed ahead of schedule. Bit of retirement news internationally. Wales fullback Liam Williams has announced his retirement from rugby with immediate effect due to an ongoing knee issue. The 34-year-old joined the Prem side Newcastle Red Bulls at the start of the season, making just 3 appearances since then. His statement said, "Unfortunately, injuries have meant I've not been able to contribute on the field as much as I would have liked during my time in Newcastle." Williams' career saw him play 127 times during 2 spells for Scarlets. He also made 35 appearances for Prem side Saracens, again across 2 periods. Williams also made 93 appearances for Wales and 5 for the British and Irish Lions. I was actually really surprised to see that he is only 34. He seems like someone that has been around for ages, and it's really sad to see a player like that having to retire due to injury. So that was just a few stories that caught my eye during the week. I've added links to any stories and articles I mentioned in this video in the description below. I've also added some links of other stuff that I've read during the week that I found interesting. I will be back with some updates on the URC round 14, especially that Leinster versus Scarlets game at the Aviva Stadium. So please like and subscribe for more. If you have anything that you would like me to cover, please comment below, and I will see you soon. Bye now.